Welcome to Fast Effect Double Speed Magic the Gathering. Here we have Rudon Reanimator facing off against a Stoneblade deck. Let's take a look here. Got a Ponder from Ted. Sorry about the movement there. Pondering, and in the dark, you're probably just going to be preparing for the worst as a control player. A lot of things can World Gorger combo, or spells, spot removal. So it's got to be instant speed. Prismatic Ending, probably at its worst in this type of matchup. Got a Lotus Petal. Do Dark Ritual. Reach Sanitarium. So A2, tap it. Each player draws a card, then discards a card. Piece of the mana base. It's an uncounterable addition to the World Gorger loop, and we've got another Lotus Petal into Animate Dead. Animate with World Gorger Dragon. Going to create an infinite loop, so each time Dire Reach is going to be able to be tapped for mana, so Rodney should have infinite mana floating now. Dire Reach also put a creature into the graveyard like Gristlebrand. Rodney could potentially just mill through his entire deck here. Sure. All right, he's going to go to get some extra information about what he's playing against. So he could just mill through, get a Una, and just win the game. Of course, Ted would scoop in response, so Rude wouldn't get any information. Here, the Unmask, I would actually just scoop in Ted's shoes, but he does show that he's on some type of control list. Obviously, the Ponder could have been in a combo deck as well. But Snapcaster, Jace the Mind Sculptor. Now Animate Dead with infinite colorless mana. Able to bring back. So yeah, we had the Gristlebrand to draw 7 cards, Unmask to really just get extra information, and then Entomb for the Una, Queen of the Fae. Now Una actually, the Entomb wasn't even necessary. Could have just drew cards off of the loop with the Gaia Reach Sanitarium. Una is the finisher for this deck. And, she's blue and black, so she can pitch to both Force of Will, Unmask, Grief, depending on your build. Now, this build is actually mono black, so no counter spells. Of course, the Legacy builds, I don't think I've really seen Dragon with Force of Will in a little bit since Oko. Awesome Brews running that, but that was a bit of a meme deck. But this is a very fast budget combo deck. So you're looking at those Dark Rituals, Lotus Petals to accelerate into a significant amount of turn 1 wins. And, this past game, not atypical. I mean, that totally happens. Looking to turn 1 go absolutely broken. Of course, you also have Grief and Unmask, be able to stop your opponent from doing anything too unpleasant on the first turn. Ted again going to have the play, and again he leads out with Ponder. About as good as Stoneblade can really hope for, unless it's a Esper build. I believe this is just blue-white, so digging for some counter magic. Will that be enough? Rude with the kind of unremarkable first turn Piranha Marsh. It's a bit of a reader. It's ETB as target player loses 1 life. Of course, with World Gorger Dragon, that is going to be essentially infinite life loss. Stoneforge Mystic arriving for Ted, grabbing Cauldra Complete, the new addition to the Stoneblade package. A very menacing piece of equipment. Got a Dark Ritual here. Cauldra Complete does represent a pretty fast clock. immediate impact on the board as the game goes later. For example, if you've got multiple Stoneforges over the course of a long game, top decking a new Stoneforge kind of tutors up that Cauldron and alley-oops it to the previous one. We've got a Force of Negation, pitching Force of Will. That is one heck of a Dark Ritual. That is about as much as a Dark Ritual can hope for, is to fetch 2 free pitch counters. And now Cabal Therapy afterwards. Got to imagine... Oh, no, not grabbing the Cauldron complete. Actually surprised at that. Huh. Thought there was a little bit of a pivot there to try and slow the game down. That doesn't seem to be the case. I'm not sure what that Cabal Therapy would have aimed at that point. Thought if you're going to go after counter magic, you'd play it pre-combat. But it did snag a Force of Will and a Force of Negation, so there is that. Gaia Reach Sanitarium. Now got an Entomb. Real rules aficionados, that Entomb should not be in the graveyard. On the stack currently, the card it finds should actually go underneath it. Rules of Magic have certainly softened up a bit in terms of the tournament play. At one point in time, you'd be able to make the argument that the Entomb has resolved and you just failed to find a creature. Actually, you couldn't with Entomb because it's any card, so you wouldn't be able to fail to find as long as there's a card in your library. Take a look. Going next level nerd stuff here. Yes, you're searching your library for a card, so you would have to find one. So I guess at no point in Magic history would you win that argument with a judge. This is how spiky it used to be. You got Gristlebrand having drawn a bunch of cards off of that Animate Dead, now sacrificing to Cabal Therapy, and nothing to get there. It's Force of Will in hand. Oh, another Entomb. Animate. That is going to do it. Animate Dead, World Gorger Dragon. Ted has seen enough. He knows exactly where that's going to go as Dragon takes it down in 2.